Alrighty, this is Nycos D&D Dawn Guard. Today's episode warnings. Uh, we're going to get to our story so far. I first have to make sure my sound is working. Everybody give me a sound check, give you character name, class, race, and let's see, favorite food in character.
Oh, in character.
And
I'm
go ahead.
Mary Elwyn, cleric of the Green Veil and of Nycos, and guardian of life. She is 17 years old and she looks like she's a 900-year-old human. Um, which means she's basically bald. So she wears a mask. She has a head covering, kind of like a priestly cap that hangs down and with tassets on each side, and it covers the fact that she doesn't have hair on her head. Um, and my favorite food, probably cornbread.
Fair enough. Uh, Bryce,
Cornbread with honey dripping on it.
right.
My name is Bryce. I play the character Ralgrim. He is a Divine Soul Sorcerer ASMR. And considering how angels tend not to eat, he's been slowly eating less and less because he just doesn't feel the need to. So I don't think he particularly has a favorite food because he doesn't eat.
Fair enough. Jacob.
Hang on, I'm trying. I kind of forgot what my Wednesday character was.
How could you forget Jackson? Holy moly.
Oh, Jackson. Oh, uh, sorry. I thought that was. Oh, wait. Jackson.
Do you remember what he is?
Yeah, I know. My character's name is Jackson, a human fighter, and my favorite food is shepherd's pie.
Ooh, good one. Good one. Allie.
Hi, my name is Ali. I play Umar with the ancestral barbarian druid, and her favorite food is toast, lightly done with good berry jam.
A dab or a dollop?
Don't even get me started.
Cord. Yeah, Cord.
I play Cord, fighter, Goliath, and I would have to say my favorite food is stew.
Stew. He's moving up in the world. I thought the answer was going to be Campbell's soup because that's your last name. So, character's name.
Common misconception.
We don't have a sponsorship for that yet.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Hashtag good. All right. So, our story so far, where in the world are we?
Bridgeton.
We were in Bridgeton.
Yet again, we're setting a trend here. We're counting Bridgeton as our new home since Cauldron is like dust.
Well, we could go back to Cauldron and start fixing it up again. It's a nice place. Was a nice place. But right now, everything that's going on and the
Bless
people
you.
we interface with are here.
Also, I mean, did you remember what happened to Cauldron? Like the sequence of events that took place on that mountain? That place is obviously cursed.
Yeah, at least 3 times. What's going on though?
Where we did something, but I'll be darned.
We went to that small hunting village of, I forget the name of it. But we went there to talk with and convince the nobility of Florin to come back and rule.
Yes, the road. I remember now. The road.
Yeah.
To the murky woods or whatever they were.
In rare.
And then we came back.
You went into the Mornglade.
Yeah. And
Found
we decided we didn't really want them to come back.
you found the road and tried to head down the road, and had all kinds of misadventures with that. Decided the road was not the place to be. Found how difficult it was to get off the road.
Yep.
And
Tried to foil us again and again.
found your way to find Prince Thal or King Thal. No, Polydor Sharp and all of
The
that.
king.
And you didn't really want the king, huh? Well, you kind of
No.
said he could take it back, right?
We did say that, but we don't know if the people will accept them back. That's okay. I kind of like the prince's attitude. He makes himself important to the people, and they might elect him to the leadership, and that might be better.
Is doing a live marathon of Xena.
Oh my god.
Wow.
We did learn that there is Oh no, we haven't learned that yet. Okay, never mind. We know that there's a breakthrough in the timeline to the south. That much we do know. The south of the left-hand continent, as we're looking at it, the western almost continent, kind of joined by a narrow bridge to the other two.
And we also talked with Mavu.
Oh, that's right. We talked to Mavu. How'd that go?
How can we forget my epic moment?
Not well.
Not the best, no.
Oh, please.
As for where we're going, I mean, I guess that's our story so far. As for where we're going, I don't really know. Conquest is sort of out of the question because of Dragonia in the south and Florin in the north.
I really don't like the Dragon Empire being so close to the border of what we have established. I don't think we should have let them anywhere near. There should have been a neutral zone. They are on the other side of the neutral zone, not on the other side of the river. It's bad news. I didn't like it at all. And Miri says so. They shouldn't be there. They should be in their own territory and not gobbling up as much as they can when things are like this.
Well, they did become a little bit more egalitarian than they originally started, though, because they're now embracing the sect gem.
Yeah, shock troops. Throw them out there, get them killed. Who cares?
Harsh judgment.
Yeah, so that's pretty severe. You've already pretty much passed judgment on them.
No, I'm saying I think that's the way the Draconists look at them. They're second class to them. I'll give you odds if they're using them that way.
Quite possible.
However, we do know about the temporal breaking in is somewhere in the south. We also know that there's supposed to be another break-in somewhere in the north, and I don't know where, but just somewhere in the north. I know what I can try to do. Miri is going to go off and get in contact with Vex, the Earth Vex, and see if she can get information about what they know. It might take her some time, but that's what
We haven't heard from our angelic quarter yet. Where do you stand on what we're doing?
I don't know. I think we're kind of in an impasse. We really can't go.
We haven't focused on one goal.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what one goal is be the best for this group. And that's why I hope to contact Vex and find out where these things are happening and which one is the most critical. And maybe stopping Tongue Eater with, whoever is impersonating Tongue Eater, who is a major demon, maybe we need to stop his ascension.
His arrival?
Hmm.
Because remember, he's still called He Who Is Coming. He's not. He's not here. He's not alive or around.
Oh, it's pretty hard to stop somebody that's not here.
Well, you've already killed him twice, so
Obsipicate? Not Obsipicate. What is that name of that rascal of a demon? The
Oh,
one,
tongue
the
eater.
one that,
Davros.
not Davros. I'm talking about the big demon that
You
tried
don't
to
know.
manifest.
You don't know that part. That was actually from another storyline.
No, Miriam Cauldron. The big
Oh.
demon that the Reds were trying to pull through.
Adamarcus.
Adamarcus.
But Adamarcus got here by bringing down Occipitus, and you put Occipitus back.
Okay. So we kind of screwed him for a bit.
You closed down his possibility of entering this world. You also found his soul cages and disabled all of them, if you remember.
I hate those things. Okay, so let's get together and decide what's on the platter that we know about and what we're going to do. I think Cord has the platter.
I do not.
You don't.
Well,
No.
he had it, but he poured soup all over it, so it's
I have
kind of...
my own, exactly. I have my own personal powder. Thank you for the segue.
Okay. I do know that we were told about the temporal pushing of another time into our time in the south of the western continent. We do know that there's another one that's supposed to come from the north. And then I'm not sure, but I thought there was something to the east as well.
Well, that's the reason why you may want to look at the current historical documents, because you may find some clue of where you might want
Okay.
to go. So,
Second prophecy. Let's see.
Then we need to go to Discord and Discovery and then go to Primus. No, we need to look at Secundus and Tertius because that's what the Vex Lorithil said.
I kind of want to deal with the others in the Tween Sea, if I'm being honest.
yeah, you don't like the idea of humans being underwater and doing something you don't know, right?
No, obviously not.
Okay, so there's one vote, but doing the research on the document won't change that, though, so you can do that as well. So you
Okay.
can... But I think that you may find that that one piece in the document might give you some idea of what forces are in play and what ones you may want to consider to support or
Okay.
oppose.
I'm going to hit Secundus first. Come on.
I'm in Secundus. I don't see anything.
Well, there should be north, south, east, west are all capitalized, I believe, in one section.
Um,
The winds of the west now start to rise under the cauldrons, under watchful eyes. That was just winds of the west. That's all.
that'll be in
There's
here.
a reference to them in war and battle.
I think this is Initiatus. The east fights to the north, the south the west.
Initiatus, you found it in?
I don't know. Okay, yeah, at the final paragraph of Initiatus, the west will face its daemon, the east will feel the clash. The north has closed its borders. The storms there take a toll. The ocean rises up once again against the thunder's roll.
Okay, so something's happening in the north. But there's two parts of the north. There's the north of the west continent and the north of the east continent. So that's an awful big area. We need something like a flying ship to survey.
Good thing.
If we-
Too bad you don't know anybody that has a has an airship.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Rosama. The dwarves do too. One of the dwarves does. But
Mm,
how far down is that?
Okay. Good evening, Robin. He can't concentrate.
The arrows.
right. Maybe we don't have to scour it. We probably just ask around to see what people know about what's happening up in the north.
Hang on a second. Where are the 3 documents in Discord? I can't remember where I put them.
I just downloaded the 3 of them.
In Discovery. The 3 documents are in Discovery.
In the Discovery Channel. Okay.
Discovery and kind of like within an inch of
I
the
got it.
top.
Got it. Got it.
Where's Initiatus? I see second and third, and then something that says mountain. I don't see Initiatus. Oh, there it is at the very bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still all for going down to the Twin Sea. And
There is getting that relic out of lumber. At least we know where it is. I don't know exactly what it is, but it was one of the items that we needed to find. The seed and lumber.
I don't think those exist in this timeline.
They did well. Actually, that was the point. Is that that location what you found from another source. So
Well, we were told about it by the pachyderms. They said there's a seed in lumber.
no, they said they are looking for something in lumber. They never said the seed.
Okay, they were looking for something in lumber, but somebody mentioned the seed was in lumber. And lumber, they later meant, was kind of like, they said it's like a huge plateau. And Mary figured out it sounds like a wood. They said a wood. And Mary said it sounds like a giant tree that they cut off and built something on.
Yep.
You know, like a world tree.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the reference for you guys. I think it's in third, actually.
Yeah.
It's got several things that'll ring bells in you guys' head. Now's the time to.
I also have 20 NASA prisoners I can talk to about the situation down there.
That's
And
true.
from now on, I'd like to get almost all the prisoners from the Draconis. I really don't want them in their hands. I think it will ill serve us to leave them in their hands.
I can set up a talk with them if you want.
Okay.
So you want to ask? You talk to your first draft of 20 locals, I-20, feel free to ask away.
All right. Okay. So 20 others, right? I'll just gather them in a big group and then just pose general questions to all of them.
Sure.
Okay,
I found it. It's actually in first. It's in the very first one. And it's only like 3 stanzas in, so it's almost like it's at the beginning of your prophecies.
Right.
I've traveled far. Is it that one?
Yep.
I've traveled far for you to meet this
This
to
missive will
me
explain.
this Mr.
Because the
Willis.
arrow gone awry will turn right back again. The books we wrote to save you have all been quite erased. The writings have been all forgot. The ties have been unlaced. The ties have been unlaced. But in places high and low, the knowledge is still yet to know. Don't be afraid to face the truth, nor let the ill winds blow.
Right, the very next line says, "The beast within will beat its chest. The east fights north, and south the west. A prophecy you seek, I say, I speak one now and then. Would you embark upon whim or lark, or wouldn't you just ask, when? A sign of faith, a bit of light, the brightest day and darkest night, the promise of an ancient sage, a deepest wrong must be set right. But trivial as this all may seem, the way is clear, the goal supreme must be to bring the knowledge back and stop the prism's dream. You cannot mean to lose your way, we have but time to sing and play." We're coming to it here in a minute. Is this the beginning? Is this the end? On your perspective, it depends. For many are the roads away, yet to this place they always wend. The coins of wrath are minted, true value made the price. On forge and table, tool and vice, the wars will peace give sacrifice. Your call for signs is heard beyond, the answers heretofore thus sound. Walk the pathless travel, eat the food feast prepared, leave the weave unraveled, and all of that. But when you get down here, look at this part. Try your best and beat your chest, offer help to east and west.
Okay.
So if you look at the fact that the north is fighting the east and the south is fighting the west, it means that therefore the north, the threats in the north and the threats in the south must be the enemies, must be what needs to be opposed. Then it goes down to the part you were just reading, is to note the west will face its daemon, the east will feel the clash, the north has cleansed its borders. So notice something important there. It mentions east, west, and north, but it doesn't refer to the south.
All right.
Now, why do you think a prophet would not include a reference to the south?
He wanted it to happen? I mean, the only reason not to mention it is he either wants whatever is going to happen. He doesn't want interference with it. And I don't know what the South is.
Oh no, the south is mentioned. A new kingdom in the south has risen from the ash.
Okay.
The west will
We
feast
know
its
that
daemon. The east will feel the clash. The north has closed its borders. The storms there take a toll. The oceans rise up once again, and again the thunders roll. But notice that the thunders are capitalized. The ocean is not. The storms are not. So what is significant? It mentions that night falls upon the Farthfell. Farthfell, as you may recall, is the southern area just west of the fourth iteration incursion. No, scratch. Yeah, that's right.
The fourth iteration is trying to come into.
It is entering this now.
It is now.
There is a battlefront drawn in the south.
Who's contending there? Do we know?
Well, it was Neo Moria, but Neo Moria was obliterated by a attack by the others.
So the that definitely has to be an area of concern.
Yes, if you're looking for a place to take action, if you want to get into the action of it all, there's clearly a place to go to do that, which would be the south. But it says you're supposed to support the east and the west.
Okay. East East is going to fight
The north.
the North.
The south will fight the west.
The South will fight the West.
And
So we
you-
have to add West. So the South is that other group, and they'll be fighting up this continent. So we need to maybe send an army under leadership down that way. But I think we really need to go north and find out what east is, because we hardly know anybody in the east that's ready to do battle.
When will the troops that I had around Florin get back to Bridgeton?
you started your formal withdrawal immediately, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it'll take them probably about 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
You know I could hop them here.
No, Gene, you can't take his entire army because A, it's in different bundles. You can't take it all at once. Your gate won't handle it. And
Oh.
that's micromanagement anyway.
Okay.
Is it? Okay.
That's not your biggest part of your army, remember? That was a special group of us, your prime people.
That was your 120 folks. Yep.
Yeah, you still had 6,000 that rallied to you.
I thought I took the 6,000 to Florin.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
And just realize that you guys marching, as you already pointed out, the march to the south is really not feasible because of the distance that you would have to travel. And arguably, there should be somebody down there doing their own defense, because this is saying that the north and the east, that you're supposed to be supporting the east and the west.
The
so-
east.
Oh no! I'm not going to march on the south. My idea was to bring my troops back, and
Right.
because I have a relationship with Dragonia, I was just going to send sort of a trickle of them down there to
Sure.
start, like, I guess, gathering information in like a friendly manner. I guess.
Yeah, do it. So we are the first of the what do you call it? When we do it, we send it.
Legion of.
We send advisors. So we're not sending you the military yet, but these are military advisors that we're sending in advance, and
It's more like,
they're really spies for you, but they are seen
it's more
as
like no, it's more like real estate, because remember I have a company that does security
Mhm.
for locations.
Yeah.
So it's really just scouting for real estate,
That's fine.
which is the cover, but really, yeah, it's spying on the enemy.
Sounds good.
Okay, then it seems like the east. The east is going to fight the north, and the west is. I don't know who they're going to fight.
The west is going to fight the south.
Okay.
Also
They
realize
need
that means
support.
it also gives you some triangulation. East and east could be interpreted to be Yardlum, the continent itself, because that
Yeah.
is the eastern continent. The western continent will be dealing with the incursion of the south, which you already know about.
Yes.
So the only thing that hasn't been revealed yet to you is what the north is, because the message says the north closed its borders.
Okay, we've got to find what part of the north. Is it north on the western continent or north on the eastern continent?
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. It's not my place, but it seemed like a interesting discussion. I wanted to hear it firsthand.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Has there been any establishment of where the prophecies came from?
No. One of them originally headed to the Fellstone crowd, but the
Mhm.
day that happened, it manifested in all the churches in the world. Let me rephrase that. All recognized Ninth Veil churches is where it appeared.
And we got the I
And-
think we got the Secundus. That's the one that was specifically given to us, I think.
Fellstone Chronicles.
Yeah, I think that was the second one. I think the first one was actually discovered in Cauldron. It appeared in Cauldron.
Yeah, one was in my temple.
And the third one was more than likely the Sunday crowd. That
Okay.
was kind of the plan, was for each group to get one. So there will be one coming soon to our mall visitors. But this brings up a good point. In the fact that Ralgrim is not here, and I know Travis, what level is your
Where did
paladin?
Ralgrim go?
My paladin?
Yeah.
9.
9? I can't see why you couldn't do a vignette. You're on the temporal train, right?
Yep.
Yep. So this is how you blipped. This is when one of those situations where you popped out, you'd end up here. That works. That way you can.
That was
play.
the last thing that happened, actually.
If that's okay with everybody else, I don't want to.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
And that way you get a little bit more cross pollination from a group that hasn't been heard from yet.
Do
So
we know what happened to Ralgrim?
yes, or Bryce
He's
said.
on a train.
No, yeah, exactly. Actually, right now he's on a train. That's funny. We'll have to do that. That's exactly what happened. He's the pop in and pop out.
Well, at the very end of the last Fellstone Chronicles, I disappeared.
Right.
And everyone freaked out.
Yep. So that makes
So-
perfect sense. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Anyway, Bryce had a message in just before he popped off the channel that he was having trouble concentrating. I don't know, something's maybe going on with his family or something. He was kind of
Okay.
quiet, and all he put was, "I'm sorry, guys, I can't stay. I'm not unable to concentrate."
Oh,
It's
hope
a
he feels
big
better.
leap to
whatever's going-
assume he's stuff with his family going on.
Okay. If we can get
So-
hold of
So for
Rosama-
clarification, while you guys are talking, go ahead and describe your dragonborn so they know what it is that they're dealing with.
8.5 foot tall, iridescent prismatic scales, gold horns and claws, teeth and whatever else. Wearing similar iridescent scale dragon armor. And he has a tail with
Awesome.
golden trim and probably a spike or something on the end. I haven't really figured that out.
Where does he appear?
At Relgrim's temple.
Oh.
Outside.
Outside.
All right.
And you heard his voice say, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that was a very good, interesting question, and I wanted to hear more.
Hey, you from Dragonia? Or wherever you call yourself
Where?
down there?
Yes. Well,
Who?
he asked if you're from Draconia. You know that name.
Oh, feck that place. Hell no.
All right. You're cool.
I like your style, big man.
Thank you. And what may I address you as?
You can call me Blair.
Blair. What brings you to our neck of the woods, Blair?
I don't rightly know. I was on the train, and now I'm not. That's about all I know.
What's a train?
Choo choo. It was a train through time. I was taking it back from the. Where was I? I think I was on the 5th. No, I was in 4th, going to the now, and got stuck in the 5th or something.
Guess what?
I'm on one of Mavu's trains, going from the 4th iteration to the now.
Oh,
Good use of
I'm-
words there. I'm sure that Allie's not worried about that at all.
Yeah, that's not a problem at all.
I'm Miri, a cleric of Veritas, Nycos, and guardian of life. How do you do?
Nice to meet you. I'm a paladin myself.
Oh, I'm not a paladin. I'm a cleric.
Ah.
Well, I am a little bit of paladin.
So don't say you're not a paladin.
Okay, I'm a little.
Also,
I'm
he
a
was
paladin too.
We're
also
all a little bit of a paladin, ain't we?
also realize that a paladin sees clerics as their brethren. So his
Yeah.
two was referring to that.
Well met, paladin. Um, one of our numbers missing. He hopefully will be back, but
Oh,
which is the
I
broadcast.
know the feeling. About half of my party's been disappearing lately. It's happened a lot. Maybe he's on the train.
On the
I
train.
don't even know.
Aye, people keep popping in and out. It doesn't matter.
I am Cord.
Torque,
I
Lord.
do the
Cord.
beatings around here.
Aye. Strength, respect, strength.
He's king of
I-
the local Goliath.
Tribe.
Aye,
Right.
good for you. So what you's up to?
We have several problem areas that we need to ascertain which one we shall go to address, and it looks like we'll leave.
Okay,
the-
Gene, you might want to establish. You know that he used the word iteration. He did mention that he was traveling through time. Last time you talked to somebody who traveled through time, it was Lorithal of Vex, and you weren't sure that you were giving away information or gathering information. So we're back to the Gene thing. Make sure you're not just rattling off all the data to somebody just because.
But see, John, she's also following the secondary rule, which is always trust another player, and so
That's true.
she's trusting the party.
Okay, but I'm just saying you might want to couch it in. You could have just here. I'll just make it easy for you. You guys spend some time at small talk. So you feel comfortable that you're actually dealing with the same issues in different ways.
Aye, who the hell are you guys?
We're the Dawn Guard.
That's a badass name.
Well, okay, Rolgrim is the broadcaster. He is part of our team. He is
Oh, he's the angel dude with the wings.
Yes.
Aye. He could have thought out those messages a wee bit more. They seem to be taken a handful of different directions different than he meant them.
I mean, he did the best he could with the time he had.
Oh, absolutely, I'm sure. I also saw his statue a minute ago, well, a few weeks ago, in an evil guy's lair, and it was slowly changing from an angel into a devil.
Oh.
I'm sure that's fine, but
Your villains have great hobbies.
I am Valer, the current guardian of the Fellstone, seeming as how the other guardians seem to be taking a break.
Wait, you protect dragon babies.
Aye, that is what I usually do.
I am
Good
known.
for you.
I am
Good
known
Jack,
for that.
baby.
I am quite well known for that, actually. I will be the hero that brings Dragonkind back to Nycos.
Oh, wonderful. I thought that would be a wonderful idea.
Gene, he spoke of that in the future tense, but you know the dragons are already here. So
Well, I know.
So he's therefore referring to it happening in the past.
Well,
Good
some of them are
job.
here, but not the prismatic ones. I'm
How
not-
many eyes did they have?
2.
Oh, that's good then. Good. Very good.
Well, some of them were reds. One is a gold with red tinging. I don't know about him exactly. And have you met Amara Brightwood? Or
I have nae.
Yeah, she's sitting in the back, brooding, looking at you.
I'm just like with my arms crossed and just staring, watching, examining.
Umara?
He gives you the tinkly fingers and is about to do a finger gun motion, but then he doesn't.
Aha.
I give you one of those looks that says you ought to not.
Yeah, Umar's been going through some things recently.
I know the feeling.
And
I read
look
the
at
book the other day that didn't go
Cord
well with
weirdly.
Jackson is in with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right here.
He's the one who rescued the rabbits and brought the
Yes.
leporines to Bridgeton.
So I see that you guys are the powerful dudes who have been poking things a lot lately, eh?
We sort of just sit around until plot hooks come along, but
Wow.
You should just hop on the train. It works really well for me.
I mean, not if Mob. Okay, actually, I have a question about Mabu. Do you know where his head's located at?
No, but Mavu's usually the nicer of the two shipping companies. A&A are quite assholes.
Who are A&A?
The secondary shipping company. They're the ones that usually do all the bad shite for the bad guys. At least from my perspective.
Well, the last time I talked to Mavu, he threatened to erase my existence, blow up a noble for money, and he then tried to wipe my memory. So if he's the good guy, I don't want to meet Alistair and Arlental.
Nice.
Aye.
Nice.
Those two.
Nice
Aye, but
name.
they're
Somebody pulled out his notebook. Well done, sir.
You're welcome.
Anyway, so what we were discussing a minute ago, I think if my ears did not deceive me, I was hearing the words of the prophecies.
Yes,
Yep.
especially the Initiatus.
Have you looked at the third one recently?
I can't read.
You should spend some 10 weeks on that.
I have Theo here who reads stuff to me.
Hello, I'm Theo Poindexter, scribe to the mighty Lord Cord, the Brobdingnagian ruler of all.
It,
And I'm
I said that wrong. Of Vol. He is after
there
all.
you go.
He is after all
Ah,
Greyvale.
grey you are. Grey.
And the little leporine is just sitting next to Umara, and it's just like, I'm her scribe.
Well, I've been trying to look more at the third one because it seems to clarify some points about the other two.
Okay,
Have you
such
ever
as
read the stanzas as one thing, and then read the prophecies, the little one-liners or two-liners under between the stanzas? They almost read as a totally different thing.
Aye, they do.
It's like they're there, but I think they're more there to be read as the one-liners.
I think it's the one-liners, and the space in between was whoever sent these all giving his personal feelings about it, which is where we could get some more clairvoyance about the rest of it, is what I'm seeing.
Clairvoyance?
Yes, that
Aye.
needs to see with other eyes.
Clarity.
Okay. What can you
clarity.
clear up about this whole south versus west, north versus east with this third one?
I'm not sure. I've been mostly down in the south.
Until
How are
recently.
things down there? I'm interested in the south.
South on the eastern arm of the continent, or south on the western?
Let me look at the
Continent.
map again real quick. Give me a
Western,
sec.
south on the western continent.
Yeah.
He was
That's-
in Neomoria at the time of its fall.
Aye. I was in the Amoria at the time of its fall.
Okay. Yeah, they're breaking through to the now.
Well, south of that.
Aye, Barovia?
Yep.
Or the Berovites?
The Baravites.
Aye, they're two different things, you know. But aye, the south is nae good. I can't speak much for the other side, but I need to get there. I'm trying to get to Fulcrum, and I should fix the south here pretty soon.
I can take you to Fulcrum.
That bingo.
I can get you there by gate.
Well, I'd need my gingerbread men and that damned warlock, wherever he got to. But The rest of my friends are on the train. I need to be getting back there first. But we could meet up somewheres. That's for sure.
Well,
I'm
if
right
you-
now. I
if you-
hopefully will come back out somewhere in the Grimholt.
If you come back here, I have a permanent gate, and we have a gate in Silk. And
Where's
Silk,
Silk?
Silk is in Fulcrum. It's a seaport. It's where most of the refugees from Apex fled.
Well, how do I get to Fulcrum if I'm on the other continent?
I told you I have a gate. We'll walk through the gate.
From here. You're actually clarify
From
where.
here.
Clarify for him where you are, because I don't think he wouldn't necessarily realize that he's actually.
Okay, you are in Bridgeton. Bridgeton is southeast of Cauldron.
You're on the very tip of the Mornglade, very close to the top of the Twin Sea.
Now, Fulcrum,
Oh.
she takes out her map. Fulcrum is this area here, and Silk is right here on the eastern coast of the eastern continent.
And looking at her map, you realize that you are currently on the. You have actually successfully gotten to the continent of Fulcrum without crossing the ocean.
He stops talking. His hands are shaking. He puts down the map, walks over to Miri and hugs her tightly, with no explanation. You are the true angel of this world.
That's
Well, I don't know how I made the gate, but I did.
Good for you. He wipes away a few tears. I thought I was gonna have to do an evil thing, crossing the blue wet thing.
Blue wet thing.
The
Aye.
ocean.
Blackwater.
Nay,
Oh.
say that cursed name.
Blackwater, Blackwater, Blackwater.
Ah! He crosses himself in
So
the
if
shape
you
of the
get
dragon
this
wings.
far with your people, then I can get you there.
Well, right now we're in the middle of the Grimholt. The big armies that are what to do there right now are the Section. The Section are being led by a devil who has assumed the role of Tongue Eater.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uh,
what iteration?
the now.
Where is this fool?
Wait a moment. I
We
thought
don't
he
know.
hadn't come yet.
If you find any masks, hide them in a very deep dark hole.
Okay,
There
why?
should be, because a friend made some fool decisions, but did some smart ones as well. Split up his power into how many masks? 12 or 13 of them.
12.
Well,
Aye, and so he's after his mask. Without the masks, he can't come back to power.
Yeah, we got that.
So hide
Okay.
any masks. Shove them up your bum. I don't care.
this one doesn't count. That was just made for me.
Are you
She's
sure
wearing
about
a
that?
mask. So she's wearing a mask. No, it was made to my specifications.
He's gonna do a quick divine sense to see if it's been tainted at all by any infernal dealings.
It hasn't, but she is definitely under evil influences.
Have you taken a look at yourself in the mirror lately?
Yeah, she's gotten in the
No,
habit
I-
of
I try to
Of,
avoid
um,
that right now. I.
Well, you've been touched by
I've-
the devil, so to speak.
Yes.
No, Tiamat, don't ask.
I'm afraid I kind of have to.
And now he has to, because you mentioned that name.
All right,
Remember, he
Well,
is
an
dragon.
orb.
He is
go ahead,
dragonborn.
Mary.
Okay.
Explain to him what you did.
Regulus, who appears as a dragon and a human often.
Is that
I-
the red one? Or the
No.
That's
goldy
the
red one?
the gold with little tinges of red on the edges.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Nonetheless, yeah, I asked for something that would help me improve my wisdom. He gave me an orb and told me to study it, and I would gain wisdom. Well, I tried. I tried scrying with it. I tried, not attuning. I tried meditating on it. I sang to it. I carried it with me everywhere.
I sat on it.
What did he say to do exactly?
He said to meditate on it, study it,
He said study it.
study it.
He said
These
you
were
will
his
you
words.
will you no he said if you take this device and utilize it, you will gain wisdom.
The short end of it all is it is an orb of dragonkind. It is Tiamat wants it, but to hold it, I had to attune myself to it. There was two benefits and two deficits.
What were they?
That was the worst part of it. The benefits were I am resistant to necromantic damage.
Oh, that's fun.
I also, oh Lord, I can't even remember what the second-
Wisdom.
No, yeah, I did get the wisdom plus 2 wisdom, and I also could go up to 24 as my max. But the deficit was one, to use it, I have to bleed myself and to use it. I have
That
to
doesn't
stab
sound good.
I have to stab myself to use it. The biggest problem for me was that I looked 3 times older than the creator of the orb.
Oof.
And so I am older than death.
Uh, what does the orb look like?
She has it with her always.
So you gonna show it to him?
Yeah.
So she holds it out. It's black and silver and kind of a sickly green, mottled, marbled looking sphere about 9 inches across.
The first time it activated was in the 3rd iteration, and it demanded it back.
The voice demanded.
And then I tried to wheedle us out of it, and just give it to her, and everything will be fine, sort of thing. But I
Tiamat
could
did.
not Tiamat.
Is that the Tiamat that I have an inkling in my brain who I think it is, or no?
Yes, the evil god of dragons, or the god of
Ah.
evil dragons.
Aye, the bitch mother.
Okay.
That one, yeah.
The thing is, knowing that I would have greater deficits and benefits, nonetheless, I tuned myself on it to keep it away from her. So
Aye, that's good of you.
it's a burden I bear. Fortunately, it's only my looks, and despite of what I look like, I'm full grown now.
Okay, well, have you been talking to any of these weird ghosty types that appear to you and try to manipulate you and whatnot?
No.
Yeah.
When?
You know, only you can see them. They usually tell you a name and give you a quest.
Mary's never seen a ghost. Have I?
Demand allegiances.
You're
Say they're
translating.
gods.
You're translating what he's translating as a different word. He's translating it as ghost. You would translate it as God.
You mean the gods? Oh, I served Veritas. I served Zephyr first.
I think that's what you may want to look at the lines in between the lines, so to speak, of the third one about.
Okay.
Because I don't think you should trust them if you can help it.
Feel free to elucidate.
For example, I'm just
I-
going to do this in meta so I don't have
Sure.
to do it in the accent.
Sure.
Let me see, where is it? I spent the future, squandered years, hoping some might fight the tears, reaching out to ancient peers. I should have known the frail fears, predicted their unfounded cheers, as the high exploited lesser tears. So, it says something about reaching out to ancient peers, and as we have all traveled in the past, we know that many of the gods were once other adventurers of high or low repute. and this point where it says that I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it says should have known the frail fears, predicted their unfounded cheers, meaning the unfounded happiness or the unfounded
Joy.
cheers.
Yep.
And that the high has exploited the lower tiers. So it seems to hint at that the gods are manipulating those below them. Exploiting, more
Yeah, but
accurately.
they use the word tiers. And now, usually you talk about tiers within your own grouping, don't you?
Mm,
You don't consider a commoner in your tier. You would say the king, the high nobles, the medium
exactly.
nobles,
He's
the low
saying
noble.
the high exploited the lesser tiers. So the people who are in tiers below them being gods or referring to themselves as gods, everyone is below them. I don't know. I just
That's
thought
not
that was
my experience with the gods. I have talked to Zephyr, Maine, but he was the first god that chose me. I have talked to Cord's god, Cord, when he followed Cord. And I have talked to Mariah. I helped rescue her.
I'm not saying that they can't be helpful. I'm just saying question their motives. Because it doesn't say rightly if they're good or bad. It just says that they're exploiting us for some reason or another.
And then there's
Then it
my
also goes on to say, prejudice feeds the poorer minds, the fuel for hatred against mankind, keeps the powers that be in line. So it seems to say that the prejudice that is feeding the dummies to fuel their hatred for mankind is somehow keeping the powers that be in line.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. If we should continue to hate the humans because
No.
it's keeping the powers that be in line.
no. If they cannot go back to their planet, which I do not know that with their ship the way it was when it blew up, it blossomed.
Aye, the candle. I blew that up.
That's strange. So did one of us.
That's exactly strange. How bizarre that two groups might be at the same purpose. Curious.
King Kush did it by reversing a crystal on a tower.
Aye, we did it by fecking with buttons on a little machine and then hitting it with a lightning bolt.
Was that the first wave or the second wave?
I don't rightly know.
They destroyed the second wave. You already destroyed the first.
Those are just making it too easy on us.
Anyways,
I
the other
still
thing.
follow my god. There it is, the god of life.
Well, if
and
she's
I-
good to you, then you be good to them.
Him or
They.
him.
It's a him. It manifested as a him to you.
Yeah.
I still want to go down to the Tween Sea and check out the other landings there.
That's all yours, buddy. You can have it.
He goes. You want to go to the oceans and take care of it? Excellent. Thank you. I don't have to.
That means I don't have to. Yep.
Very cool.
Okay.
Great. So I just wanted to point that out.
If there's people in the west that can fight the south, right now it seems that the east needs to be roused to fight the north.
Who is in the north that's fighting?
Somebody that's coming through.
Who?
It's part of the prophecy in the Initiatus.
I know that. Do you know who it is?
No.
No.
Do we know who the west and east are?
Actually, what's really funny is that a group does, but they haven't leveled up enough to earn their prophecy yet.
Yeah.
Whispers in the Mist are the next ones to get a prophecy, but they haven't qualified yet. They got another level or two. Mainly it's because they've been chasing other shadows.
Yeah.
Well, and they all disappeared.
And everyone disappeared except one. She's going, what?
Yes.
Well, I've mostly been in the west, and you've mostly been in the east. So, are you the east?
Well, There are people in the east. Uh, I even understand there's some people way up north,
If
but
we are the
well,
I've never been there.
well, what have you guys been doing?
There's my
um,
people in the east from Elwindale, but they've been scattered by the others.
I know, but you're looking for other people to be the east, and I think it might be you. Because I've been in the west fighting the south this whole time.
Ah,
Have
well,
I not?
good.
You have.
Am I wrong?
Nope.
all right, that's an interesting theory you have.
I kind of like the idea. If he's in there battling, or his group is battling the south, then maybe we should take a look at the north and find out what's going on.
I agree.
Mm.
I'm gonna rescind my goal of going to the Tween Sea. I think we should check out the north and see what's going on up there.
Oh, okay.
Did I help?
Definitely.
Yes, it gives us a specific place to go and a thing to do. Now we need to see if we. Oh, we need to pick up your army too. We need a big enough ship to pick them up. How
No.
many of you?
There's
They
no
won't-
ship. You're going to be traveling overland. From here, everything north of you is land.
Actually, I'm gonna have them start building housing for themselves.
Where?
I don't know. I'll flip a coin.
I have a question. You've been to Fulcrum, yes?
Yes.
Is
No.
there anything fecked up there?
They were having a lot of problems with um all the refugees that had flooded into the area.
Aye.
And they have problems with sea pirates.
Are there any Reds in control there?
Yes.
I usually fight against the Reds.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens
the
with me.
whole fulcrum was red. The king was red. His troops were red, and they were
Well, look,
there.
look at me. He looks her in the eye. I'm gonna tell yous all a secret that I do not tell anybody. I have fellstones. These fellstones are destined to be placed in 7 different places across Nycos.
Okay.
They are usually the pits of misery, or darkness, or what have yous. But when I place the fellstone, time changes. A lot.
Yay.
And usually, whatever is going bad usually turns out to be something better and good. Last one I placed killed me. It used to be a town that was worshipping a buttload of demons and slavery and what else? And now it's okay. And there's a statue in my daughter's honor, and my tomb is there. In 4th, by the way. So I'm gonna die sometime in the 4th, but hey, that's okay.
All right.
Well, no,
Uh,
you're
The
back.
other time was a giant ziggurat in which cults were worshipping and doing blood rituals and whatnot. And then when I placed the fellstone, it skipped forward 7 months and turned into a lovely trading bazaar for the blues and all the other colors to come together.
Make a wisdom check, Gene.
Hey, wasn't Ralgrim looking for a ziggurat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 plus 12. 25.
Yeah, with that plus 12, that's a little
Oh,
significant.
27. I can't count.
Yeah.
Can't count.
It's okay. That's a significant number. And yes, he just said 7 months went missing.
Oh. Like when our 7 months went missing.
Like 7 months went missing for you guys.
Where did you place that stone that 7 months went missing? When did you place it?
In the Sanguine Ziggurat down in the lower peninsula.
Weren't we at a ziggurat
Uh-huh.
not that far out of Silk
Nope.
in
You,
Fulcrum?
nope. You were
What
at a
was it?
ziggurat. Yeah, it was on the east coast.
It was on the East Coast a little higher up.
That's correct.
This is way down south. The lowest south you can get on the western continent.
Oh, no, no, no.
No. Listen to where you were. You were as far south as you could go south, but on the eastern continent.
Ah.
On the eastern coast of the ocean.
Twin ziggurats.
Opposite sides of the world, if you will.
Yeah, we were at some cigarettes recently.
Those ziggurats.
We thought
You
we
gotta
were
listen
going
to
some-
Ziggurat.
We found an army of undead children.
There we go. That's what he was looking for. You said no, there wasn't anything significant. Oh yeah, but there was that army of undead.
Oh, well, hopefully
And-
I'll be able to help that.
And the
That's probably
sky
what
was
needs to be
blue,
fixed.
and there was a magician called Wallace who needed the prism to
Wallace?
Wallace.
This Wallace?
Yeah,
He pulls out a purple handkerchief
same W.
with a gold
Yeah.
Wallace on it.
Yep, that one.
That's the one.
Do you know where his shite disappears to?
Well, I
No.
know he moved Nycos away from the yellow sun and towards Nimbus.
How would he do that?
He had prisms for all the engines.
He used the engines to move the world through time.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything
I
about
don't
that.
know about time. He certainly moved it through space.
Yeah, the fact that they mentioned engines does kind of ring a bell for you there.
Tinny metallic bell.
Tinny, yeah.
Oh, these things
Heart-shaped
were
bell.
huge. Were huge. Veins sticking into a vertical cavern.
Hmm. Right, well, so my next job is to get to Fulcrum and place a fellstone that I have in my possession. Hopefully it'll fix whatever shite's going on in that ziggurat. I do have the other ones. I don't know where the other fellstones are, but hopefully I'll find them.
There's
Oh, and if
there
you're looking for
is
a
a
giant
ziggurat.
ocean of limb...
yeah.
Oh, no, you continue.
Well, there is a woman, an oracle, that's not too far outside of Silk.
Oh, I've
Right.
talked to her. She
I
did
have
me
one-
use.
I have one more question I need to ask her, but she says I should peruse the Secundus and Tertius. But since Tertius isn't available yet,
No, you got Tertius.
we have Tertius. Okay,
Yeah, that's the third one I was just quoting from.
okay.
That's why he said
Oh.
you might want to look at Tertius, which now echoes what the oracle told you.
Ooh, prophecy!
What is it? Somebody called up his nurse Acker there. I said, "There's no nurse Acker."
Do you know anything about
Except-
making tools and toys and whatnot?
Everything.
Okay, I do think that maybe our path is north.
Did you hear what he just asked, Gene?
I'm sorry, I
Yes,
didn't.
I said everything. Yes.
What do you use to do it with?
An engine, a mini engine.
Have you opened it up?
I've
Yeah.
taken it apart, the different little components, but I haven't opened up
Well,
the individual parts of it.
Didn't
Well, it
It-
said instead of the prism's roll decayed to making tools and toys displayed, and thus time was only delayed. So it's saying that who's ever making tools and toys using the prisms is wasting time. So I think there might be something linking to whatever you're using to do that with the prisms. And that
Well,
making things
we
is
had
a waste.
one.
Hmm.
We had one prism until we made another one, and then. Cord, what happened to your axe?
We caused
John?
it to not exist.
Yep.
What iteration was the Fall of Men?
That's interesting. The fall of men was in the now hash with the asterisk that it was in the first landing. But somebody did something between the first landing and the second landing that changed humanity and their perspective on the planet. That would have been something that happened in the third iteration. There's only one group that's been to the third. and you're looking at him.
I took a wee pit stop in the second, didn't I? Or was
Yes,
that
you
the
did.
third?
That was the second.
Okay. Have you been to the third at all?
Hmm.
Because I think there's a fulcrum, if you will, in the third.
Well, Fulcrum, the country.
No, fulcrum as in the tool sense. As in a point at which many things rotate.
I mean,
Brain magics fail them once again. Allies betray them with poisoned pen, leaving alive only 1 in 10. So it's talking about the pact, and that's something that happened in the Fall of Men. And whoever was there was focused too much on strange magics, and led to the creation of the pact. So maybe getting rid of the pact might be.
I thought we got rid of the pact.
There's certainly no pack that you know of.
There's no pact here.
I lean over and make sure that Fiver's writing
Yep.
down.
Yep. Also notice that they don't even have a memory of the pact. You guys don't have a memory of the pact.
No, there's no pact.
Wait, you don't know about the pact that keeps humans in check by 100s?
No.
Well, it's mostly only kept these days by certain elves, the midge, or the tinks, no. By the older duffers. The old races.
I'm sorry.
Especially the Grim. Oh man, the Grim are bastards.
I don't like what they do with the humans they have, but I know of no pact.
There was a deal way back when.
So
When-
I've even forgotten that King Kush actually signed the pact. I mean, that's gone from my memory too.
No, what you did in the third iteration made it so he did not sign the pact.
Ah, okay.
Oh, by the way, are you guys trying to manufacture, mass-produce magical things?
Not
Well,
yet.
not mass produced.
Maybe you should not do that.
Why not?
Because the one who's behind it is some lady who's a bitch. Something like Morgan? Something?
Morgan.
Aye. Morgul?
Oh.
Oh, well, we know about Morgul blades and how they're made from wormwood.
She's the wife of some king. Oh, and she was using the massive, massive fortune that I have accrued in my ownership of Banbury to do it.
So our production of magic items is linked directly to Talia Morgul.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she's the one that's giving the weapons to the fourth to give them power to invade.
Oh, okay. This is I mean, I haven't heard about Talia since King Kush was around.
Since Kush ran away to regain his kingdom. Because that's the grounds he used for leaving, was he was going to go save his people from her. Remember?
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, there was somebody who was pretending to be a gnome and married the king and married the King Kush, and proliferated his kingdom. She took orders for Morgul blades. However, we lost the shard in the third iteration.
What
So-
happened in the third iteration?
It was stolen.
Say it again.
The shard was stolen in the third iteration.
No, the way you said it was we lost. Remember, he
We
asked you just a second ago, did anything happen significant in the third?
Yeah, well, shard was
Well,
lost.
it's probably that she's got the shard and is using it to mass produce her evil
But-
weapons now and is giving them to the fourth. So the fourth's going to be armed with her bastard weapons that eat the souls of people.
Oh.
You know what I think we all need? But also referring back to the third, because it seems to be the one that talks about what the hell to do. In discovery, destiny lays. Faith, hope, charity, put them into play. Wisdom, patience, kindness, without delay. I think that's referencing to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 1, 7 special weapons?
Yeah, we're familiar with one. Cord one's carried one.
What?
And a special weapon.
What?
A prism. The red one.
What was it?
It was an axe.
Of?
Strength?
Strength.
I
That's
know
not
that
right. That's not one of them.
there was a hammer of truth.
There's a sword of truth.
Sword of truth. I don't
Maybe
know.
that's the seventh one. My Glimmerbred men made that one.
That
Way back in
that
second.
also may be a difference, because if somebody has a hammer of truth and somebody else has a sword of truth, maybe that's the change.
Possibly. It also just said a rose called by any other name is still considered a bloom, so it doesn't really matter if it's a hammer or a sword.
True.
True. I carry one magical sword and one other really strange sword.
Well, I have a sword that's supposed to make people tell the truth, but they usually just ignore it.
Well, take a look at this one. So she very carefully puts her hand out. Now just kind of stay away from the blade. And she carefully draws it out. She holds it to you this way, and then she turns it sideways, and it just disappears.
Well, that's a pretty thing, isn't it?
Well, they called it a monomolecular blade. And then she puts it back in the scabbard very carefully, never touching an edge. Yes, it is. But you've got to be careful, because if your friends are mixed into a fight, it could cut them as easily as it cuts the enemy. So, anyway, yes, I do think we shall go north. Yes, didn't you hear? Did I miss it? I thought Rogrim told them how to make magic.
He did. But,
He did.
but he put it in the broadcast.
He put it in the broadcast.
Not everybody gets the broadcast.
Are you
Appar-
familiar with a maelstrom? Or the bane?
No.
Or the water in the well?
The maelstrom you're aware of, because when you were in
Silk. Oh,
Silk,
yeah.
somebody told you they were going to
Okay,
go.
this is totally meta, but this last line is totally for Alabaster, not my other character.
Oh, yeah.
It says, a maelstrom avert, the bane thus dispel. Is that all? Can't you tell? There is more water yet in the well. He's working on getting that water out.
Yes, in Silk, on the southern tip of their that
Actually, it's
continent,
just off the coast in the ocean.
off the coast, there's a huge time storm, and apparently it's a time storm and a time storm and a time storm sort of thing. And ships have been lost there and never found. And
Well, that's another fulcrum, so to speak. Sorry to use the term.
and the other one was I know maybe. Well, maybe you could talk to the group that's down in Silk and find out what they know.
well, I'm not the one that can hop all over creation all the time, can I?
Well,
all
you got
have to
here.
do-
You got here.
you
Aye,
got
well, I just
here.
poofed out of a train, but you can open doors.
Well, where I put an archway, I can go from archway to archway. Of my
Okay, well, that's all that's here. That's rings a bell for now.
maybe the
The
maelstrom.
wars won't
needs to
last
be-
forever. The
Oh.
others won't endeavor to rectify the weather.
Well,
I think, in meta, I think the others are a red herring.
Well, probably they can't control the weather because it's not really weather as they understand weather.
No, I'm talking out of character. I think the others are a red herring. Completely. Because if we fix the time, then it won't have happened. It also says the wars won't last forever. The others won't endeavor to rectify the weather. So that means that we're the ones that are supposed to be rectifying the weather, and that the war that's going on won't last forever, so don't worry about it. So be mindful and be clever, because these words are ever available, at least until the 12th of Never, which already passed.
Why did it pass?
She
That was
doesn't
the-
remember. Don't you
That's the
remember?
12th day of the days going backwards.
Remember the days going backwards?
Oh, yes.
That was actually the Fellstone crew trying to go backwards in time 12 days to make sure they got the Fellstone deposited at the right time because they'd missed the threshold.
We fixed it, it's fine.
It's all good now.
It was all because of a giant mirror, I think someone said.
Yeah, it was something glassy, reflective.
There are Primus down there on a seed ship.
But look, what I'm saying is that I think the other war is a red herring, because the real issue is what's going on with the storm, and these people are using it to distract you.
You using the others to distract us?
Everybody, especially you guys.
Well, we haven't actually been after the others.
Yeah, but you're wasting a lot of wishes on telling people what to do about the others. When you could have wished, of a certain gem be back in your possession. Or one of these other things we just figured out.
Okay.
Well, sometimes when you wish for things like that, you don't always get what you want.
Yep.
But you find sometimes you just might get what you need.
Yeah,
True.
you might, but that's no guarantee. He's been very careful with those wishes. They are powerful things.
Here's another thing. A sincere truth cannot be hid. It's simple to say, what's done make undid. Don't abide what came unbidden. Unhide the bushel, open the lid. So, whatever happens that you don't want to happen, then don't be okay with it happening that way.
I'm not
It's-
okay with the 7th iteration and the Revening.
Well, then make it not happen. Don't be okay with things that... If things that you do don't go the way that you're okay with it, don't be okay with it. Unhide the bushel, open the lid. So,
I'd like to do away with the second coming of
I
the
think-
others and revert to the first coming of the others.
well,
The
then maybe
fall
you
of
need to
men.
undo whatever happened you did in third iteration that went bad. And also it says unhide the bushel. I think that's referring to what's going on right now. We need to communicate more, everybody. Don't hide things, don't hide new information. We all need to share it so that we can figure out.
Well, the main thing one of the main takeaways too is that whatever it is that's going on, even when it's uncontrollable, like apparently this weirdness on the train, it's
Mhm.
giving you opportunities to accomplish the very things that the prophecy seems to be referring to, like the stop hiding information.
Hopefully, before you go, I'll take you down to Silk and you can place that crystal.
Wow, you just blew his mind.
I'll take you down there. It won't take us long.
Well, I'd rather not do it on my lonesome. Is there any way you could give me to let me do it in my own way, in my own time?
No,
There it is. You've done it for
there
other
is?
people. You've done it for other people.
Okay, yes, I can give you the badges. But you'll have to make it here.
Why can't you give it to me now?
Well, okay, she will have the badges drawn up, the one for
No,
Silk.
no. What I was referring to, not the badges. I was referring to the fact that you created the one-time use gateway that the one guy could use. I can't remember when it was, but you sent somebody someplace because you'd gone the path, so you knew where the jump point was, but you gave somebody else an emblem.
Okay, then I'll give him a jump point that he can use, and it'll jump him to Silk. I guess that's what I would do.
One-way single use. That's basically how that works.
Is it
Well-
for one person?
No, it's a group.
The
Can a
party.
ship get through?
Probably not.
What if I put it on the ship?
No, the issue is that it's
You walk through it.
she's a
And I-
forest. She's a forest person, so it lands you in a forested area. Your ship would be dry. Yeah, well, no, even if it survived, it's going to be dry docked fundamentally
Beached.
permanently.
Well,
Well,
that's
no.
fine. I just need everybody to get there.
Okay. Let me get it for you.
Oh, guys, how you?
Hi, this is Steve.
Which
Hey.
of his insanities are showing up?
I don't know. Oh no, he doesn't have anybody high
I
enough.
hope it's the fish so that he can just
He can't.
forget
It's
it.
not high
Never
enough.
happened.
Wasn't I'm level Freya's level
Just
4.
change the first O to an I, and then you could be Simeon.
Why?
Just so you'd have a name.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess you could be Someone. That's okay too.
Someone.
You related to Teunaman?
Exactly.
Long last brother, sister, it?
well, what level do I have to be to get here? Technically,
Well, this is. What's your currently highest level character?
I think 5.
Fourth. You haven't had a meeting with any gods yet.
Yeah, you haven't
Fourth.
met it yet, so you just now made fourth.
Technically, I shouldn't even be here.
Right.
See, we're 18, 19, 20.
But you can hang out. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You can.
We're having a half in,
as a-
half out
as-
discussion, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. Also, for that matter, he could be standing in as either Theo.
I could be Freya in the library, just looking at you guys through a mirror at the magic.
Oh, wouldn't you like that?
Yeah, I would.
No, no, no. I'm saying
No,
that. To,
no.
I'm saying
Not
that. To,
Freya.
I'm saying that to everybody else in the group. Wouldn't they like to have access to?
The library.
The library. Oh God.
Well,
No, no.
I've been there.
I
checked
died
out some
there.
books that I never returned. One in particular, but I don't think he'll care about any Tarmakians. So
Nice.
You've been to a library? Where?
I think it was in Tenerife last I saw it.
The library.
Oh no no no! It was in a giant mushroom in 4th iteration, I believe.
Oh. Well, we
Ling's
can't.
library.
Ling-
It's Freya.
Library.
It won't ring a bell with
Sorry.
anybody here.
No,
they've
it
not.
won't.
They've not been there yet.
You should
Wait,
look.
what?
It's a nice place to go. Lots of information. Oh, if you go into the hole, give something up that doesn't matter or won't feck anything up, and don't touch the cube and whatever else.
trying to give them all the advice. Actually, it's literally one of the situations you start to tell the advice, and the rose would fall on your lips, and you'd come out. It would become out confounded anyway.
There's minutes videos know exactly what I'm saying about the room.
Just exactly.
He becomes the babble monster. Okay.
Can you don't understand me?
She says, I'll come back with that for you. And
Hey, thank
she-
you much.
Oh, and I'll give you one to go and one to come home.
No, you
No?
can't. Nope.
I can't.
Nope.
Okay.
We could find our own way home, technically.
Clear across the continent. Okay, so she will do that for him and make sure it gets rolled up and sealed. And
I hate to interrupt, but I'm actually gonna have to get off at 8 today.
Oh,
Okay.
we're losing you. So Cord and his troops are headed south. Sounds like going to go and.
North.
North.
north. He's
Let me
going to
go see what's up
reroute
with
them.
North Star.
So you're going to reroute the army out of. Oh, that makes sense because you'd probably meet them halfway anyway,
Hi,
or
Kitty.
meet them part way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're coming south anyway. So yeah, you can
Mhm.
catch up with them and divert them back towards the north. You don't know where you're going, so you'll be moving an army on its belly. So just realize that means you're going to have to do all kinds of hunting and gathering and
Oh.
stuff. To...
Cord. Are
Oh.
you going to go visit the sea, right? Eventually.
When I get back, yeah.
I have something for you then.
Cool.
He's going to take out of his pocket, and he has 2 gold epithets that are shaped like crossed paddles.
I'll reach out my hand and accept them. Thank you.
They're for
What
a
are these for?
uniform. I don't know what they do.
They're called
highly magical, apparently.
they're called epaulets, not epithets.
Oh, I
Epaulet.
misread it then.
An epithet is a curse. You
I
I
farging,
misspoke. I meant exactly what I said.
you farging son on my,
Anyone who the hell's going that way is cursed in my book.
you farging son on my batch.
You
Yep.
swear like a sailor.
Have you met my papa?
Yeah.
Umara, what do you think? North?
But yeah, they
She's
show
been-
some sort of evil rank.
She's been cautiously listening and taking notes like crazy back there. So I'm
Yeah,
interested. I'm interested
there's
in
a-
what her take on all of this is so far.
It's a lot of information. I'm not even keeping up with half of it. I'm just letting it brain dump, and I'm down with whatever the party wants. I'm the muscle, so
Well,
Okay.
okay. So, one thing to note, Umara, is when he shows up, roll a Constitution save for me.
jeez, okay.
You get a +5 for some mysterious reason.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
like some beautiful thing is helping you right now.
A +5 to my +6.
Yes.
So you're safe.
Okay.
What?
I have a natural +6 to my save. Well, and
Oh, just for fun, Valaire's gonna check the Hagrid.
Oh goodness. You check the Hagrid here. Within 100 miles, there are not one but 2 hags. I'm sorry, 3 hags.
Oh.
so I'm understanding this correctly. I'm adding a +6 to my +10, correct?
Yes.
Total of a plus, yeah. But yeah, exactly.
I'll use my rage dice. All right.
That bad. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. So she goes. She starts huffing and puffing, and her face gets flush.
Nice. Okay, that's a 29.
Yes, and pick a
Yeah.
left hand or right hand.
Right-handed.
No, I'm asking. Choose. I've got my hand. I got an object in one of my hands. Left hand or right
Oh.
hand?
Right hand.
Right hand. All right. You fall to the ground. Despite the fact that you saved, your entire right side goes numb.
Oh, lovely.
A shock of your hair, that dark, beautiful hair you have, turns as white as Olma's.
Oh boy.
And
Yeah, man, you're cursed.
yeah, and despite the fact that you were cut off from her, there is you can pick and write out 10 statements that Olma would make for Umara about the future.
About the future?
About her future, yes.
Oh, her future.
Right, since you are a creature.
I'm so sorry I screwed everything up. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Miri's over to her side
So
right away.
this is something that I can just pull out of my butt, right?
It's any 10 sentences you want to write. To
Any
your,
10 cents.
Literally, you're writing the letter to yourself from the future self.
Okay, got it.
Oh, John, you
Yeah.
know what I gave him, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, 'cause he poofed.
Yes.
But yeah, they're signals of some sort of naval commanding.
Yes.
They're magical. I don't know what they do. I was never gonna mess with them, so.
Yeah, he saw they were for the ocean and says, no.
Miri's at her side just as quick as she drops,
You okay?
and
Her blood
And
pressure her blood pressure is dropped. Her pulse rate is low. It's clear that the right side of her face is sagging. Drool coming out.
I'm literally the opposite of what like my entire persona represents right now.
Right, you literally have
Low blood pressure.
He's been to the dentist.
Yeah.
This is literally you had a stroke. That was
Oh,
what
and
that
John,
was.
I don't know if it means anything, but the area that I am in is protected from all scrying and magical spying.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I've forgotten that bit. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
And I have an
Because
amulet that blocks all
because
scrying.
the house, the property that they are in, they know that somebody is scrying their front door and decided to not do anything about it. So even though they've never stopped it, you did by being here.
Okay. I guess just throw a full heal on her. That's the best heal I have.
Don't you have restoration?
Yeah, I have restoration.
That's
I'll
what
use
that would fix the stroke.
regular restoration or greater? Or restoration?
There's I think it's called lesser. Is it called lesser restoration? And then the other one's
I
greater?
have lesser restoration.
I'll give a regular restoration. I think it's more serious than a lesser.
Yeah, it's not a disease; it's a change.
Okay, so
Okay.
I
Cast
restoration.
okay. As you're getting ready to cast it, it's up to Umara. Are you going to allow her to cast it, or are you going to intentionally interrupt it to keep what you've received? Because she's gonna restore it. She's gonna put it back the way it was, without knowing what it was, and just using the portent of knowing that it's 10 things you get to tell yourself. Do you want to sacrifice that, or do you want to accept the stroke?
I'm gonna resist.
So you put your arm out and stop her. So it's that whole scene in the movie of pull her out, save her, get her out of there, and she's going, I can take it. Let me stay, please. Let me. Because
She
basically,
gets +5 to resist.
Put it this way: Umara has never threatened Miri once ever in her life.
She doesn't know that that's what's happening, though.
But, like, out of that shock, she says, "You do this, I will murder you," and then it's just back out.
Well, actually, it would come out as a slur because your right side of your face isn't working.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna murder you, so.
Yeah, like that. Exactly like that.
Are you going to continue with the spell, Mary, or are you going to stop when she says that?
She stops because she figures she can give her a greater restoration once she's back to more normal.
Okay.
Or to where she. It's not. Are you sure, Umara? Umara.
My arm has not, like, moved at all from the position.
Right, because you can't move your right side at all.
Yeah, so it's the left hand that's just, like, outstretched.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what I would say to myself.
Okay, so you can mull on that for a little bit, but
yeah.
Let's see. What else? What else you guys want to discuss?
We want to go north.
I know, but do you want any more information from the Dragonborn? Because he's not staying, because he'll be popped back to the train here at any time.
Yeah.
So if you have any more milking of data, you can do that. Any more chatting, and as long as it's in the parameta like we're doing, I'm okay with you guys convincing for a while.
Cord, could you show him how he could create magic with the two pieces? But in that way, you have to talk to the Vex and actually go to an area with minimum Vex to get ones to persuade them to do what you want to do. You're not forcing them. This is not limb. This is free Vex. There's a difference.
I don't really mess with that shite, to be honest.
You don't.
No. I don't think it's quite right.
Wait.
And I think those so-called gods are mostly assholes made of Vex.
No. I beg to disagree with you.
All the ones I've met have been, anyways.
Which one?
One that apparently chose me was a giant bug-faced bastard.
A bug?
Aye.
A JNL?
No.
Yeah, we had one come through here by accident through my gate in the temple.
Oh, is she gonna tell me about the corrupted Dayan elves?
Well, I just mentioned.
Aye, what are these corrupted Dayan elves? And why do you
Yeah.
call them bugs?
Because they're been corrupted with an alien virus that somebody in the seventh iteration did to them, and the whole race was
Sixth.
sixth iteration. I'm sorry,
You
sixth
mean they were
iteration.
infected by the Ixal, right?
Oh no, you're right. Seventh. You're right. I forgot who I was talking to.
No, it was by an adventurer.
Yep, it was. It was in the seventh. You're right.
Yeah, it was by an adventurer who.
Umara might remember some of that now if she chooses one of her sentences. to mention that.
I came back from the second, and the second was ruled over by the Yarlum, who were also bug people.
Well, I don't know what the Yarlum are. I've never met one. I've heard of them, but I have never seen one or know of. But this creature is mostly kind of like a giant grasshopper, sort of, in the form of a man, but all his upper parts are like extra arms.
You're talking about Entomos.
Huh?
Entomos?
Entomos.
Kind of the wizard that deals with all that shit. Can't
don't
really
know.
say if he's good or bad.
No,
most
the
of
whole
time.
race was changed. All the high elves, Dayan elves, were changed to these creatures. They're a hive creature now. They speak about we and us, and they don't speak as one. They speak as all. But they were the elves. He came in elven. Oh, he had the strangest armor, gravelings, about 40 pounds of them. That was his armor, and he had lost it when he went through the gate, but it finally came back. Came back through the gate, and they form up all around him like armor, and off he went again.
Interesting.
Well,
Sorry, I'm scrolling through the second now to see if there's anything else that I need to clarify from my end.
Yep.
We did create a prism, but because there was another prism somewhere, it didn't say it.
What color?
Red.
Oh, well, I happen to have a yellow one.
You have a yellow one?
A shard.
I keep on saying that we should just go ahead and make all the rest of the colors that we're supposed to make.
Hang on a second.
But there's a problem.
Hang on a second. Everybody needs to make a Constitution save. DC 19.
Everybody.
DC 19.
You all get a +5.
Yeah,
I
10.
rolled a 17 plus 5 plus Constitution is not my strong point.
Also, I just realized I forgot to add the +6, so it was actually
21.
a 30.
It's 35.
16, and
It
it's
was
real.
35 last time.
Okay, Constitution is only a 3. That's 20 plus 5 is a whole whopping
32.
I rolled.
It's almost impossible for you bigger guys to fail, by the way.
I rolled 16, and it's for real. This time.
Constitution. Add your Constitution save. It should be on your thing. It should be at least your
Modify 20.
Okay.
+5 is 25.
Yep.
Okay, I am a 25 with his +5.
Yep. So you all aren't harmed by it, but now make a perception test at 12 or better.
Seven.
19 plus a bunch, so.
Perception is 5. Makes it 20 total.
All right. Those of you who made the check notice that some of the ornamental stuff that you guys have collected, the treasures and stuff that you guys have collected over time that's here in the Brightwood Manor, have turned to wormwood. Statuary, jewelry, that kind of thing.
Oh, well, that's not good. Hey, you gonna put the shard back away.
Doesn't matter. You have it with you. That you couldn't have stopped it.
Yeah. Well. Oops.
Oops.
How did that happen?
Your shard?
Aye, but how'd I do it?
I don't know.
I have several people I'd like Morgul blades to use it on, but
Well, you have to have a blade made out of gold. Cord could make one for you.
oh, I've got several arrows made out of gold.
Except that
Oh.
except he's got a gold shard, a yellow shard, folks.
Mhm.
So what's the problem?
Hmm.
I mean, is it only the red shard?
Probably a different material.
No, because the indigo shard is the one that was turning stuff into wormwood before. So it's not a difference in the material.
Is it the prism itself?
Ding, ding,
Wait.
ding.
So can you be a little more clear?
Okay,
What turned to wormwood?
anything that has gold in it, statuary and such, your individual rolls were to see whether or not you hurt yourself on anything that was in your pockets that turned. You won't really feel a physical difference in it until you pull it out and look at it. And so the die roll was kind of to see whether or not you injured yourselves on anything, because that could be lethal. As it turned out, nobody got hurt, but any of the gold that the characters are carrying and any of the gold in the house is currently wormwood.
How do we get rid of that?
You have to go through a storm, I think.
You actually have to put the prism back in its original time. Remember, he got it in the storm.
I got it on the train.
He got it on the train. That's what I mean. But the train was in between stations.
Don't worry, it'll all go back to normal when I go back.
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
why this is a yellow one. That's why I mentioned yellow.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
Yellow is associated with change for change's sake.
So it's not gonna go back.
Well, there's a lot more uncertainty when it's yellow veil.
Mm.
But it's not a veil, so you should be okay.
Either way, if you guys are going to be working on the prism, I don't know if I should give this up.
I don't want anything in our possession that turns everything into wormwood.
No, that's not what it does. But if you guys are going to be working on getting the prisms back together,
However, there is something I do remember. The prisms are not of Nycos. Lorthil
so-
told us that. The prisms are not Nycosian. I'm not sure they should be brought together. And I know that the others are looking for the prisms.
well, from my understanding, they are usually integral parts in the pieces of these weapons or whatever. Or they are usually part of the end of an iteration or the beginning of the next one. So he's going to bring out just 2 of the blank prisms that he has, the blackened ones,
Okay.
that he doesn't really know what they are, if they're drained prisms or they're fake prisms or what.
Right.
But he's going to bring out 2 of them and show them. This is what a full-blown prism looks like, except it would be glowing in a different color.
May I?
Of course you can. He's going to
Okay.
hand her one of them. They're dead now. There's no power in them. I got them off of 7 tombstones. Well,
Mhm.
tombs. Sort of.
She tries to focus on the stone.
Okay. Make a saving throw. Intelligence.
Oh, intelligence?
Yeah.
+5. I love doing that. I feel like Oprah. You get a +5, and you get a +5.
Roll.
Oh, 17
Just her.
with his +5.
Yes.
I rolled only a 10 plus 2.
Yes. And all of a sudden you have this horrible feeling of foreboding as you hear the breathing of a dragon someplace saying, "It has returned. They are coming. I will have my revenge."
She hands the shard.
You look a bit pale. What'd you hear?
A dragon saying, "It has returned. They are coming. I shall have my revenge." Did it sound like Tiamat?
It sounded exactly like her.
It sounded like Tiamat.
Here, try this one. Hands her the different one.
Okay, she'll do it again.
Uh,
Just protect me.
Yeah. What am I doing? Okay.
You know she loves to learn.
Now
and knowledge.
now make another intelligence check, but this time at disadvantage because you were open to it a minute ago.
Okay. 6, 5, 2, 13, and the other one was the larger one. 6 was my lowest number.
Yeah. The black crystal in his hand flares to a brilliant green color, and a voice says, "Thank you," as the stone shatters into dust.
Did you recognize the voice?
Do I recognize the voice?
Make a wisdom check. DC 16. It's a check, not a save, so the +5 won't apply.
So I get nothing on save, and I just have my wisdom plus my. Oh, just a moment. Just a second. I need to see my. Where did I put my glasses? There.
Well, there's
Cat?
gonna take out all the rest.
The
of
rest
them
of the
now
stones.
because it's this is what they're meant for apparently. Because they have never had a reaction when he's tried to do
Okay,
anything
this
with
is a wisdom save. She is now +7.
Okay. Okay, it's not a save. This is a check.
Check.
When
But she's +7.
when you open your bag to pull out the others, you see laying in the bottom of it a green and blue sliver of material, naturally glowing of its own accord, in the bottom of the bag.
Okay, that was a 17 plus 7.
So two
was-
separate slivers,
Yes, one for each.
one
of us.
green and one blue.
And when you give her the others, as they go in turn, and you end up with one of each
Slivers.
slivers. Yep.
What tried to happen?
You could argue them as the splinters of the shards.
But they're growing of their own accord?
The opposite. He gave you the originals, and as he saw them,
Okay.
he'll have to explain to you more about where he saw them and everything to give you a better context on what they actually are. He hadn't ever figured out particularly what they were until just now, and it's more like an awareness of what was powering them.
So I got a thank you from the green shard, and Tiamat
From the
Stuck
blue.
her- stuck her nose on the other one, right?
Yes, and the others, each one of them is going to go in turn. The third one is going to be that lovely, chillingly harmonic sound of multiple voices, like a hive mind, saying, it's actually quoting the Green Veil statement. "We are enough, for we are the many."
Oh yes, that's exactly what he said. The day an elf said.
And
Would I be able to hear that one?
yeah, everybody does. No, everybody's hearing all of these. warnings.
I think that's that Legion bastard.
No. That's the day and elf. That's what he said when he left. We are enough, for we are many.
Aye, he's the same guy. Hive mind, bastard, Legion. Legion means many. I don't know. Anyways, continue.
Let's see. So just for clarification, we have dragonkind. We have whatever
Green was.
whatever green was. We have
Thank you on
The
that
bug
one.
kind, which is what color?
that would have been the orange.
Well, that's a bit backwards.
There will be a when the see that's blue. We haven't done yellow, right? So
No, we have done so blue. So just in
Yeah.
meta, what my current hypothesis is, these are the greatest threats to these veils, maybe, because Tiamat is the greatest threat to those who wish to protect, maybe. I don't know if they're even veils or not, but green, I don't know. The greatest threat to
Green-
life is maybe white veil, so they just said thank you because they had nothing to say.
nice
And then we had, which one was the bugs? What color? Orange.
orange.
So the people who think everything goes all right for
There really is
they're
a
not themselves.
so
I don't know.
it's like there really is a hell. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. We thought we had
Not being able to
passed-
enjoy anything because you aren't you anymore.
But I'm saying that's I should have
Not
done
necessarily veils.
should have done them in order, but I didn't. So what's the colors we've used up so far?
Blue, green, orange.
Okay, so
Indigo.
yeah,
Indigo.
No, we have not. We have done
Green.
blue, green, orange.
Oh, blue? Okay.
Yeah,
Blue,
blue,
green, orange.
blue, green, orange. Next will be the red, and there is a crack of thunder that sounds, and it rumbles into a voice that says, "She shall come when they reach Vafthrender."
She will come.
She will come when they reach Vafthrender.
I hope they don't.
I
mean
used to know where
Tiamat.
Vathrender was.
And
But that character went bye-bye.
green, blue, orange, red,
Yellow.
yellow's what's left. And when you put the one that turns into the yellow shard, the voice says, oh yeah, the yellow splinter. The voice says, "No longer."
No. Yellow I already had, so this one would have to be purple.
Oh, purple, even better. "No longer do I fear the light, for darkness is its own protection."
That's purple?
That is even better. Saf used to be in a purple gem.
Mm-hmm.
He was from the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
There's one more.
What color?
White.
Don't know. It's a black one. So, what's left?
White.
No,
Red.
red, orange,
Red, orange,
yellow, green,
yellow, green,
blue, purple.
blue, purple.
That's 6.
Indigo.
Red, orange, yellow. No. Yellow is not part of it because I already had a splinter of the yellow.
Okay.
No,
Unless-
no. You had you.
I have a yellow splinter, and these are the other 6.
No, the one you had wasn't a splinter. You had a shard, right?
Yeah, he had a shard. A big piece.
You had a bigger chunk, right? Yeah, you had the bigger chunk.
No, not the full thing. I had a
No, there's three tiers: splinter, shard, and prism.
Prism
a
is the
shard
whole
then.
thing. I've actually held the red prism.
Yeah, it was the yellow was
These
the
are-
shard.
these were prism sized.
No, right. But what I'm saying is when they crumble to dust, all that's left in them is their source, and their source was a splinter. That's
Okay,
how
so
they
it's the smaller flakes.
yes.
Okay. So I also have a purple, no, indigo flake, but that's back on the train.
Right.
Okay, so that's all 7 colors. Not just not white, black, and gray.
Not
They don't
there's
count.
not 7. There's only 6.
6.
6 colors.
Roy G. Biv.
Indigo
Red,
was
orange, yellow, green, blue,
indigo. Yeah, blue, violet.
violet.
Purple.
Violet. Yukon violet.
then-
Violet.
Okay.
So go
So
ahead.
then the last one would have to be yellow.
Right.
So then what's that one say?
Hang on, I'm getting a drink of juice here. Just a second. The yellow one says there is death is only the beginning.
Well, that's hopeful. Or horrifying. Depending on who says it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been killed so many times, she said. I just as soon not be killed again. But
And so the glowing shards are appearing in my bag of holding.
Yes.
So I'm assuming they should stay there.
I don't know. You already brought out the stones into a place
Well,
like this.
I couldn't put the splinter into there,
Right.
or the shard into there.
Exactly. That's why everything turned wormwood, because you couldn't have hid it there.
But the splinters can go in?
Yeah.
Okay, so the splinters are in there then. So I
Alright,
have a
guys, I
full...
need,
All right.
I need to leave for
right.
a bit, but I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
We'll be here for a while at least. Got another hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so see you later. So I have the full spectrum of splinters,
Yes.
except for black, white, and gray, which aren't really a color.
Which are not going to be found as splinters.
Right. Do you have any idea what to do with splinters of a shard?
they can be grown.
How?
Rogrim knows how. I think Cord. Where did Cord go?
He left.
Um. Cord helps Rogrim grow that one red prism. But I'm sorry, I don't remember how it was done. You'll have to talk to them when they get back.
Well, I
He won't
will
be good.
maybe here.
He won't be here.
Oh,
Well,
is there a way I could leave a message for you that you could pick
That's-
up somewhere? In the
you're
now?
pretty powerful. Do you have like super mega sending stones?
No.
She could put it in a jar and leave it for you at an inn. You know which inn to put it in.
Haha. The silver chalice. I know exactly where it will be.
The silver chalice, where is that?
Well, you have to be specifically at the one up by the bear temple, right?
No, I was just making a joke. If they put it in a silver chalice, then I'd never find it.
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
Valer will
Better with
take them
me.
out. All of the shards.
Oh, as you start fumbling in the bag for them, you vanish.
I vanish.
Sure, why not?
Oh.
If you're going to take them out, I already gave you your warning, so you want to pull them out here? I mean, you could
No,
do that.
I was just thinking, if they're the ones that can make the prisms, then maybe it's not my venture to do. But
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I see. This is an example of why it's important for me to understand where your head's at, because what I was envisioning is that you're going, well, gosh, if I traded those in, then maybe if I trade these in, I can get. You see what I'm saying? My puny.
Oh,
mind is-
I'm not getting anything back out of this. I just sacrificed one of my precious.
No, I realize
Glory
that,
hooks.
but you did get something of greater value. That's all I was referring.
True, but I don't know if I'm not the one that's meant to use them. Maybe it was meant for them to use it if it's happening here.
Well, they did say they're trying. Yeah, but the problem here is you've already ascertained from them that they want to make mass-produced weapons.
That's true.
And if you give them that, what do you think that will do?
That's also true. Okay, I'll save it for later.
Okay.
Let's put a nix on that one.
Exactly. Nix marks the spot.
So Amara and I are going to now trace down.
So you guys are gonna go fight the North, right?
Yeah, we're going north.
Weren't you saying that the North was supposed to be good guys or bad guys?
The west. Something is in the north. They've closed off their borders. I don't know which north we're talking about. Are they talking about the frozen north, the unicorn?
Aye, well the other side does not have a North. It's kind of missing. It's kind of where the two horses are making out, so to speak.
Well, I know where the unicorn's horn is. We found the red prism there.
If you look at the outline on the map of the unicorn, it looks like it's kissing another horse. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Now I have to go look at my own map. That's funny. That's funny.
Okay, we need to hit Discord. We hit Discovery. I
See,
think it's
Chantrala and Cryopathia are an eternal lover's embrace.
Discovery. Discovery. And what I need is the map.
I'm looking at it zoomed out enough. I'm just looking at a frozen window of the Twitch stream.
Right.
Is it in Splinter Speak?
You see what I'm saying, John?
Yes. But it looks
Is
like...
it in Discovery? The
No,
map?
no, she's saying just go... If you go on to...
Twitch.tv/NycosDND.
Yeah, twitch.tv/NycosDND. You can see what everybody else is seeing, and that is I've put up a map.
Here,
Make
I'll
sure to
post it in Plinner Speak.
Make sure to mute it.
Yes. I just paused it, so just to look at the map while we were talking about it.
Right.
But if you look, the West Continent does not have a north.
All I see is a thing that says Nycos. I don't see the map of Nycos.
Then watch the current stream.
Oh, there it is.
Then pause the stream. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff hidden in front of it, so I don't have a clear view of it, unfortunately. It's kind of pixelated.
Well, it's kind of hexylated.
It's actually hexylated,
Yeah.
but it's intentionally so. But
Pixelated, okay.
yeah, it is. It's a hex map, so the picture's not going to be clear. But you clearly saw the part that looks like the unicorn. What he's saying is that it looks like there's a second, if you will, a brown horse that is Chuntra with like its head blown off because the central portion is missing.
Well, I see it as a lesser unicorn because it kind of has that little mountainy stick that's almost touching the other unicorns.
Right.
But then its head is kind of leaned down, so its mouth is where what's that is?
Oh, I see.
Florin is its mouth.
Gotcha.
It's kind of leaned down underneath the other one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Maybe going for a neck.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Isn't that horrifying?
Horrifying.
All of Nycos boiled down to two star-crossed unicorn lovers. The furries will love it.
That's my celestial steed.
Of course it is. Of course
That's
it
what
is.
Varro rode. Valaro rode. No, Tiara rode when she had some time off.
Is that
Yeah.
Concordia in the middle?
Yes. Of course.
That's perfect. Concordia, where the two meet.
Yes. Concordia. Oh, did you get your 10 sentences done yet, Umara?
I'm sending them to you privately.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, so the only north that there is, my only point is that the only north that there is on this continent.
Yes.
There is no north.
To the north. East.
Corum is the highest north on the Grolum.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
And
Nice. These are good. So she's going to come out of her stupor over there and stop drooling on herself now, returning to her consciousness pretty quickly.
Okay, I go over and Umara,
Well,
how are you?
that was a trip.
How's her face? Looks normal.
I'm like moving my jaw.
Yeah, it feels fine. Also, you would touch your lips because earlier it was kind of getting you felt numbness, but now it's a kind of springy feeling, like when the nerve endings start waking
Oh yeah,
back up.
when they're all sandy and
Yeah. Yeah.
terrible. I hate that feeling. No.
Oh,
So you,
there's so many good ones in here that you almost need to write these, make these available.
Okay.
Put it maybe put it in the discovery.
Sure.
And call it Quatrus.
Quatrus?
QUAT. Like it's the fourth message.
Like cuatro.
Yeah.
Quatrus.
Quatrus.
Under the discovery, you said?
Yeah. Just the same place that you found the other three. But this is an example, Allie, of where your creation is better than I would have come up with for this one. So
I had to really pull out from what I can remember.
this is good stuff. This is good stuff. So I think you'll find by saying it out loud that it will trigger even more memories for you, which is I'll allow that. I mean, obviously, I can't stop you from remembering more, but the point is that by saying it, you put life to it. So
Right.
so she's actually gonna her eyes are gonna roll back, and that white spot in her hair is gonna shine almost as silver as Vex.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Umara, you have a silver Vex streak.
She doesn't respond to you. She's kind of robotic right now.
And just rattle off any one of those. Matter of fact, roll a d10 to see if we can see what the order is. We can get these in.
Okay, I'm gonna get D10. So just roll a D10.
Yeah, roll a d10, and then you'll robotically state whichever of these that number represents.
Got it. That is 10. Okay. Were my locations correct, by the way?
Close. I'll help you. I'll help you clarify. Like for example, number 6. Let me know.
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
That I rolled a 6.
Aha! That's pretty funny. Yes, it's actually somewhere. Somewhere in X is the history lies at the Nexus.
oops.
Yeah, the history lies somewhere in the Nexus.
Yeah.
What's the Nexus?
Roll again. She's thinking you're answering her questions, but you're not. Let's go ahead and roll the next
I'm
one.
not at all.
Shadow and Lorathal were under my wing. I tried my best to watch over them, but in the end I could not save them from fate.
Just change fate to themselves.
From themselves.
Because one of them was eating gold his whole life, and the other one made a deal with the devil.
In the pale moonlight.
Pretty much.
Alright. I'm also marking down as I
So you can
I have a
put, so
quick
you can put them
question,
down.
Meta.
Yeah.
What do you mean by we had no idea it was broken?
we didn't know it was broken, and if it did, it was never brought to my own attention.
What was broken?
The iterations were in itself were broken.
How so?
It's like a broken record. It repeats itself because there's something wrong with it. There's something
Why is
that
there something wrong with it?
there's something that was supposed to happen that didn't happen. And because of that, history repeats itself again and again until it corrects itself.
That sounds like a philosophical position. What are you guys talking about? Is this a conversation you guys are having otherwise?
He's talking about
I'm talking in meta.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
In number
Yeah.
2, she says we had no idea it was broken, and I don't understand how the iterations are broken.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't really believe that they're broken.
It's almost like people are reincarnated when they haven't learned life's lessons.
Well, that's
And they're destined to repeat them until they learn the lesson that they're supposed to learn
that's the
in that lifetime.
that's the philosophical argument that she could make. But what she's stating here is that they thought that breaking the iterations would use the phrase fix the problem. And what she's referring to is that they had a perception that there was a flaw in the world. It's that unnamed feeling that something isn't quite right, and so they thought they would try their hand.
Right. I get that. I was just seeing if there was more information behind that belief.
Because there was supposed to be contact, and because there was no contact, and that contact was intercepted between the others and
Now, there you go. There you
the
go.
voice, it keeps repeating itself because of that interference. I think so.
Yeah. But
Well, that message has long since been...
Well, that's why it keeps repeating. It's repeating until it's fixed. Think of a record that gets scratched because something interfered with it.
Right.
Until
but the problem is that the iterations are not the same thing that happen over and over again. They are not an exact repeat. They are almost entirely different.
That's... Anyways. I rolled an 8.
All right.
The others were not the enemy in the ravening.
True.
Were they invading then, though?
No, it was the Ixal that were invading us. And that's how they got to the Daeans. So number 5, I don't remember the location, but there is an inn in a specific location that owns a ledger that can manifest reality.
The inn at the end of forever.
The inn at the end of forever, but you can't remember that anyway because that was part of the revening. So it's exactly appropriate to say there is an inn someplace that has a book that might. That's fine. So in other words, no, I'm not going to give you that.
Yeah.
That would have been way too easy.
Yeah, I figured it was worth a shot.
Worth a shot. But it's good to know that it exists.
Yep.
Next.
7, which I have not done yet. Okay. We worked with the Eldrisarian Patriarchy in the past. They might recall something of important note.
That's a good note for yourself.
Yep. Here we go. The prisms are not simply weapons. They must be put together to make a structure that can be assembled in various formations. One that created the dream state or the wishes. Why wouldn't there be a reset function?
That's a bit of